Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got a body cam. The moment she realized she killed 2 people. We saw this body cam a while ago, and I've been meaning for us to do it. It's 48 minutes. Enough of me talking.
Mm-hmm. I was just in agreement.
No, you co-signing? What part you co-signing?
All of it.
No, specify.
Mainly the last part, but all of it.
Say what the last part is?
Enough of you talking.
All right. Make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want the first part, you got to do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
Liking it with a thumbs up.
Hey, man, let's get it. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
It was supposed to be a beautiful Easter morning in 2021. What happened next would never be forgotten for this family.
We weren't getting a pulse on these people.
We've been tracking this case for the last 2.5 years. After dozens of open records requests and the hiring of an attorney, we finally obtained the records related to this tragic incident and go in depth on the story behind it. 911 calls detail the seriousness behind what took place.
April 4, 2021, 10:32:35.
Please inquire with the address of your emergency.
Yes, there's been a severe car accident on
Where?
Highway 42.
What's the cross
County
street?
Road 42. What's the cross street? Bubble Barn.
County Road 5.
County Road 5.
Okay, how many vehicles?
What happened? Two vehicles.
Is anyone
Very
injured?
bad.
Yes.
Okay,
what kind of injuries?
We don't know. We're driving past it.
But they're completely total.
It
looks like it's going to start on fire. Okay, are you there anymore?
No, we've driven by.
Okay, stop. They've been on the way this entire time. This is just getting more information for them for when they arrive, okay? Like I said, we have a lot of help on the way. Thank you for calling.
I ain't gonna hold you. The problem with this 911 call, you got the caller talking, but then you got the woman, and they keep, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, thank you.
10:32:39.
911, is this a life or death emergency?
Yes, it is. There's a car crash on 42, like right by the gas station.
42, hold on. 42 and what?
But I don't know. Whatever's by the bubble
What
bar.
happened?
The red car was turning like by the
Tell me what happened. Accident or I can't
A car
understand
crash.
you.
Yes, a car crash.
Is
a car
anyone
crash.
injured?
Yes.
Okay, is it blocking traffic? I need someone to talk to me.
The car's on fire. There's one car on fire.
A car's on fire from it? Which car's on fire?
The white car, the Chrysler car's on fire.
Okay, do you see flames or just smoke?
Yes, there's flames and smoke.
Okay, is anyone in the vehicle that's on fire?
No, not in the vehicle, but the car and the SUV, there's somebody that is not conscious.
Just stay on the line with me. I have lots of help on the way. Are you involved or are you just passerby?
No, I'm a passerby, but my friend's brother and sister were in the car that just got hit.
Court testimony held at a later date details the moments before officers arrived. After witnessing a horrific crash, witnesses say they approached the white vehicle and found one passenger to be severely injured, but alive. Bystanders pulled her out of the car while it was on fire, likely saving her life. She would not have been able to do this on her own due to her injuries, which included a broken ankle, broken backbones, and 2 broken ribs. She also suffered from a deep laceration caused by the seatbelt into her stomach, exposing her intestines underneath her shirt. The driver of that same vehicle was able to get out on his own and sustained minor injuries. As officers arrive, they
I hold you. Seatbelts can be severely one of my teachers. I want to say in the eighth grade. I think in the 8th grade, and I always remember because nobody liked them. Mm. But then me and him always had an issue, and then for us to fix our issue, he had me start helping him with some of the games at school. And doing scorekeeping and all that, because I was a problem child. But he was involved in a car wreck, and he was out for some months because of the seatbelt caused more damage than a car wreck had, and so he had I was like, bro, seatbelt dude. It was like, yeah, seatbelt is very dangerous as well. It can be life or death, but also the seatbelt can do severe damage to you. And I was like, that's when I realized then, I was like, damn, you know?
Was able to get out on his own and sustained minor injuries. As officers arrive, they witness the injured passenger on the ground and recognize that civilians have stepped up to help.
Hello, thanks for attending to her.
Their next priority is to check on the occupants of the red vehicle. The damage is plainly obvious, as the red vehicle was struck with such a force that it was ripped into 2 pieces.
Is everyone out? You think everyone's out here? There's one in here. Okay. I didn't feel a pulse though. Okay.
No fire extinguishers? I'm not too concerned about that. Is there still a person in here?
2 in here. Yeah, the driver and one in the back seat. Yep.
85, I'm arriving. And it is on
45, 122 or 86. We've got 2 trapped inside of a vehicle that'll need to be pried out. I don't know if they've got either the 2 have a pulse.
No.
Okay, I understand your concern. Yeah. I'll just have you wait back here. Thank you.
I'm not getting a pulse on the back seat.
These people aren't coming out of this vehicle, right? Nope. Am I seeing that right? Okay.
Yep.
All right. I appreciate your assistance. Thank you.
I'm a former EMT. So.
Oh, you are? All right. All right, and we know that nobody's in this one?
That's 42.
Everybody out?
Okay, we're clear here.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to try to maintain some kind of a perimeter here.
You know how bad of a wreck it is for you to split a SUV in half? At what amount of speed were you going? At what amount of speed were they going? For you to, and it's literally split in half.
Yeah.
Who's in the car?
She was in the car. I'll give it to you later. Please get them to the hospital now. I will give it to you. I will give it to you all right now. Just get them to the hospital now.
She's a huge cut right here and on her neck.
Well, did you see what happened, or you just heard videoing?
I just saw this and I came over.
Okay, so you did see it happen, or you didn't?
No, I didn't see the accident.
Okay, all right. Right behind you. Is there anything I can do to help get this person out?
Check a pulse on that.
We weren't getting a pulse on these people.
She needs to.
Were you in the car? Were you in the car?
So who was in the white car again?
The white car, Sienna, and Leon.
Leon. They were in the white car.
That's what because those are the names he gave, so I don't, yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
The passenger or the driver?
She's a passenger,
Miss, can I just have you switch your home keys right quick? Yeah. Need a stretcher? I can have a stretcher. Yes, please. See if we can get an ID on these 2 passengers.
This is her sister. She wasn't in the car. She was in a different car. Her sister was in the white car.
Yeah, I just need her sister's name.
Sienna.
Sienna?
Did she just say, yeah, her sister was in the white car?
She wasn't in the car. She was in a different car. Her sister was in the white car.
Yeah, I just need her sister's name.
Sienna.
Sienna?
Officers gathered information and got most of the story put together. The individuals in the red car, Dalton and Taylor, were struck by the white car, driven by Leon Bond III with his twin sister, Sienna, in the front passenger seat. Their older sister, Camille Lachey Dennis Bond, was driving alongside them in a separate and seemingly uninvolved black vehicle with her best friend in the passenger seat, Lynn. Lynn was the one to make the 911 call at the beginning of this video. After the crash, Camille stopped down the street in the middle of the road and ran towards the accident on foot. According to court testimony, Camille got out of the car so fast she forgot to put the car in park, but Lynn noticed and did it for her from the passenger seat. Officers quickly realized this may be a criminal investigation involving multiple fatalities and that extreme speeds were likely involved. Accordingly, they quickly identify Camille as a key person of interest. Officers will eventually obtain video evidence of the crash itself to further support Camille's involvement. We will go over that footage later in this video.
Ma'am! Ma'am! Can't go over there right now. We got a car on fire. It's not safe.
Daddy, it's okay. It's okay. You're fine. I know, baby. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know.
I'm trying to pick up on certain things. Sorry.
I don't know. Sure, 770.
Here, Camille is immediately placing blame on the other driver. She doesn't hesitate to use profanities towards...
And she said he tried to beat something.
I don't know if she said like in traffic, like, is this a road rage incident? I don't know.
So, I'm presuming, because she keeps saying she was trying to beat the girl was driving, possibly. I just wondered.
Yeah,
like,
I just wondered.
Position placement of the car. That's all.
Taylor, who she incorrectly believes was driving the red car.
Okay.
45 122. There's going to be two 1072s.
Officers unfortunately discover the two individuals in the red car, Dalton Lee Ford and Taylor Nicole Garza, have been killed in the crash. The couple was 22 years old. They had plans to celebrate Easter with their families that morning.
3 people are out here taking pictures of the dead person.
Holy disrespect. Well, and I asked all of them, did you see what happened? Or are you just here to video? Yeah. I was doing their commentary and
Yeah, witnesses over here.
Okay.
So we'll need to start talking to them.
Okay.
What is that? Burnsville.
Over here.
Okay.
So we'll need to start talking to them.
Okay.
Officers begin questioning witnesses to hopefully figure out exactly what happened.
So whenever we get another... Can you help look back?
Y'all can't like wipe his face off. You got glass shards. Yeah, we were all going back to my house so we can get dressed and go. It's okay, baby.
Ma'am, I can't even go over here right now.
Wait, right here by the KFC.
Have them meet you down at Caribou.
Yeah. I had to get him out. I didn't even park my car. It was falling down the hill. I had to get him out.
Hey man, can I get the phone you had? Your friend would like it back. Yeah,
What on there? Oh, no, only one. It should have been me. It should have been me. Oh, that was very close to hitting you too. It should have been very close to hitting you too, but it didn't.
you have a ride coming?
My mom is here, but her car is up there.
Okay. Is your car still drivable?
That car is fine. Is she dead? Is she dead? That's all I need to know.
I have no idea.
Well, she better be. If she's not, I'm stuffing her.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay, so
Shorty. My bad, you can go.
She said if she's not, I'm stumping on that B head. So does everybody know each other? Were y'all like supposed to be meeting up somewhere to do? I'm so confused.
No, she said they were headed home to change clothes.
But you talking like you personally know this girl and you have this. It's
something
weird.
Fucking wrong with this trip.
That's weird.
Yeah, I can't eat.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And I ain't gonna hold you. That's the reason why I don't even drive fast, bro. For one, I ain't no driving fast up here anyways. Traffic just
People be trying, and I'm like, bro, it's not enough room for you to be doing all that.
Yeah, it's not, bro. I ain't gonna lie, the city we stay in, bro, like it's grown way faster than what they can keep up.
They can't keep up.
Yeah, and then they can't even like really expand or build to even widen up everything. You know what I'm saying? Or even try to make it traffic flow better.
Yeah.
It's literally stay in an over congested
and then
city.
trying to makes it even worse.
Oh yeah, because it's already over congested, bro. Like going from, it's not a big city, bro, but it's like going from one side of town to the other side of town used to be like 10 minutes. Like literally, I used to work on one side of town. I mean, live on one side of town, but with the school and then drive over here to work.
It take
it was like 10 minutes. I'd be like, oh, I woke up late. I'll get there. Man, now it takes 30, 45 minutes, bro. And I'd be like, I'd be damn if I go on the other side of town. I'm just, it's crazy, bro.
I'm going to my car.
Why don't we wait here for a second?
No.
I don't think you're able to.
Yes, I am. I'm fine.
No, I don't think you're
I'm
able
going
to
to my
drive home.
sister. I'm going to my sister. Camille, she left. Camille, she left.
She's gone. Yeah, that's that one.
My car is fine, though. That's what I'm saying. It's fine. I'm not moving here. I just need my phone and my shoes.
That's what I'm going to get for you.
Okay.
Stay right here, please. Hi, I'm Matt. I know.
Look at my baby.
I'm sorry.
Is she dead?
Your sister or no?
No, that bitch.
I don't know. Man. I'm very sorry I can't give that information, but we just want you to be safe right now.
I'm fine. I just want my stuff. I'm not going anywhere.
This must be really hard.
Yeah.
I was just about to say real quick. I wondered if she keep like using like the profanity and keep like speaking like that because she think that the other car is the reason it caused it, and she mad.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand.
Possible.
My bad.
Possible.
This must be really hard.
Yeah.
Looks like
You didn't get my phone.
Okay. Your car might be locked, so we can't.
It's not. My keys are in the car. It's not gonna lock.
Okay. Where's your phone?
It's in the car. It's connected to the. It's next to a white plug.
Okay.
I have to get it. My mom's gonna call me.
I think he has it. It's with your shoes.
Yeah.
I see it in his hand.
Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. But the tried to hit him. He tried to. I'm sorry. First he tried to hit him.
Easy. Right here. You're the Aussie? Okay. All right, roll right over there.
They went to the
They went to Richmond.
Okay, yeah, let it go.
And they're both?
The passengers in the white car are okay.
What about the other people?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Let's just get you off the
Okay,
street.
guys, I gotta go.
I need everybody to go on the other side of the road.
I'm going to the hospital. I work there.
We'll get it taken care of, man.
Okay. All right, I gotta go get my truck over there.
Okay.
Sterling, you stay with me.
Okay. Let me walk with you.
Okay. Oh my God.
All right, guys. Do we
Are
want
both of them going to Hennepin County Medical Center?
They're either going to Hennepin or Ridgeview. Ridgeview is closer.
See, well, I was told that Tiana was going to Ridgeview Medical because this is both of her children.
Ridgeview is closer.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying. She said the speed limit was 55. We were going 60.
See, well, I was told that Tiana was going to Ridgeview Medical because this is both of her children.
Yeah, so they're going to Ridgeview, which is in Burnsville.
They're going to the Ridgeview Hospital that's in Burnsville. I had to do a quick look. I know. And that's why I hope that. Yes, the one in Burnsville.
What she's saying is the U-turn and y'all's booking it. And so she's trying to U-turn, hurry up and beat y'all. It seems as though you passed, had a clearance. Now I need to I need to know the age of the brother that's driving. Is he an inexperienced driver or he an experienced driver too? You get what I mean?
Yeah. And since y'all trailing each other, right? Were you able to pass and did you like try to like
or
stop or like do something to like so they weren't like,
because that's not trying to hit you.
No, that's not. Yeah.
But also, if that is true, that's That's why I hate the U-turn shit.
Yeah.
Cause like here it's like legal. Like they don't care if you U-turn. And I hate it, bro. Like back home it's a ticket. Here it's okay. Yeah. Now I'm like, bro, they
didn't actually set up a light for you
to U-turn.
For you to U-turn.
But that's different. That
is different because but that was stupid though. It was a little stupid.
But that's the only way that they can do it. Where the street is, that's the only way they can do it.
Yeah, I feel like they could do something else.
It could have done something else, but
yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
It's car like that.
Can you talk to her? Because she just said that they just passed that hospital.
She tried to beat him, and then y'all tried to go around her, so he wouldn't hit her.
They went to county in Minneapolis.
They both went to county in Minneapolis.
And she tried to beat him still.
Let's move to this
and then she tried to go around him.
I don't know why they took while they were there, Mama. I don't know.
Leona's fine, but Leona has a big cut right here. Her knee's gonna come out of it.
Camille's sitting with you.
We're still, we have to wait for the medical examiner to get here before we can touch any of the cars. You could expedite, we're going to go 10-15 with this thing now. So what was your first name?
Camille.
Okay, Camille, here's what's going to happen is we're going to be placing you under arrest.
Why?
For criminal vehicular operation.
How?
Well, you were racing your brother.
No, I was not.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We have to examine all of our phones and that type of stuff. So, like I said, we can go two ways.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
because if she was speeding over, like she was like, we're just going 60, speed limit 55. But if you was going way faster than that,
you was going way faster. They did probably try to U-turn, but not thinking y'all racing. They thinking like, oh, a car come, but I can beat the car or whatever the case may be. And y'all speeding, y'all racing. He don't have enough time to stop.
Or and like I said. Also,
that's how the car got split.
Also, depending on how old he is.
True as well, or not,
or is not experienced.
You're not experienced, and that's how you was. Because I was like, splitting that car like that, you speeding.
But I feel like 55 or 60, you could still.
You can still do it.
Yeah,
but I'm saying you're not for them to die, to be able to,
and they to completely split apart. You have to be going. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that field.
I'm not either.
But 60 just don't seem right.
And if you were racing, yeah.
If we have to put you in handcuffs, we're gonna take you back to our station to talk to you.
Nobody was racing. We were going 65.
Okay.
I thought.
Oh yeah, she lying.
Well, I thought you was going.
She said the speed limit 55.
Yeah, I was going 65.
She was going. She said we were going 60, just 5 miles over. Now it has jumped up to 65, which is, but the speed limit is actually 50. So now you're doing excessive amount of speed. So now, due to the car wreck, you are racing, and you are that's reckless. Reckless in anything over 10, isn't that reckless endangerment? I think.
Is it?
So I've been pulled over twice for reckless endangerment. One time I was going, what'd I say?
90?
90 and a 45?
Yeah,
I think it was 90 and a 45. And the other one, the police said he trailed me for, I want to say about 3 to 5 miles before he was able to catch up to me. And I was like, I was just moving. But I will say that time I got pulled over, I was tired.
Yeah.
And I was headed home from work. And I was trying to go. And so I'm trying to make sure I get every light. And that was just a momentum going. I wasn't really speeding. But the way I was flowing through traffic, it was reckless endangerment. So I done got pulled over twice. No ticket either time. Luckily. But the 90 and a 45, most definitely I probably, honestly, surprised I didn't go to jail behind that one. But I was on the way to school. I was on my way to college, and there was no traffic. I actually passed the police, a detective, under like a detective. I passed him in his expedition. He going 80, I'm going 90. So that might be another reason why I ain't go to jail.
Probably so. But it says generally 15 or 20 over or more is considered reckless driving, and anything 10 and over is just considered speeding, I guess.
So 15 and up is reckless endangerment.
15 and up. 15 to 20 and up, yeah.
Yeah, just at 15 and up.
Well, they have it like this, so I'm like, I'm wondering, does it
It's 15.
Different places, they kind of be a little bit, because...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. So she already admitted to going 15 over. She said we were going 65.
Yeah.
And the speed limit is 50. So technically, yeah.
So, I understand that.
No.
Okay, so you think you're going 65?
We weren't even going that fast, and I watched it. That's the thing. I watched it.
Okay.
And he was even behind me.
So who squealed out at the intersection there?
What was that?
Who squealed out back at that intersection way down there? Did you have a witness that said that somebody smoked pouring over the tires?
No, we did not. We left at the same time. Nobody had wheels nor nothing.
Where y'all coming from? Because for y'all to burn out like that, that's saying it sounds somebody saying y'all coming from somewhere, or y'all going through a light and y'all trying to take off fast.
That whoever told you that is lying, and I'm just gonna say it like this: whoever told you who said that, most likely is probably white, and I know it is.
This wouldn't be the first time Camille has claimed being prejudiced against while being accused of a crime. Before the day of the crash, Camille held several speeding tickets in her records, even though she was just 19 years old. Her first ticket listed she was traveling 50 miles.
She's just 19? So how old is... Because she acting like she's the older sister.
I mean, she probably still the oldest, but...
So what?
Baby, they probably like 16. They twins.
Wow.
I ain't getting no age for them, but...
okay.
Records, even though she was just 19 years old. Her first ticket listed she was traveling 50 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, 20 miles over the speed limit. Her second speeding charge was for going 58 miles in a 45-mile-an-hour zone, 13 miles over the speed limit. However, the ticket details that she was very argumentative with the officer in this situation. The report shares that she argued she was pulled over due to her loud music and her being black, then claimed she was traveling that speed on a hill, and then when the officer handed her the ticket, she crumpled it up and tossed it into the passenger seat of her vehicle. Her third ticket was listed as duty to drive with due care speed, where no specific speed data is cited. More details on more of her tickets will be covered shortly.
We were not racing, no, none of that.
You weren't racing at all?
No, I told him, for a simple fact, I'm gonna tell you just like this. For a simple fact, we are black. It is a nice day outside. I know that the police are out. We see the state troopers out. We were not going fast. I said, we're going to just go the speed limit up here. He said, okay. His car has more horsepower than mine does. So obviously it's going to sound like it because I know how the engine sounds. And I'm going to spit fact. My car is slow. But I was in front, so he knows I was in front. Obviously, I'm going to be in front.
What kind of car is this? The Chevy Malibu. Yes, it's a little slow, but don't mean it's gonna drive. The slowest vehicle I've ever driven, and I'm like, this bitch is slow. It's a Subaru, and it was a Subaru. It was a Subaru SUV. I don't know what type. And I was like, damn, bro, you can't do nothing in this. A Malibu, I'm a speedster. I've always been a speedster in my life. It is what it is. You can get that Malibu going.
I thought you said you don't be speed.
Not anymore. I just told you I was going to 90 and a 45. I just admitted to going 50 miles over.
But to have to tell him we ain't gonna speed up here.
Also, I wonder, is it a hybrid?
For
like
her,
your mama car.
Yeah.
And my mom's car. Both our moms got this car. That's why too.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying because they always are speeding.
Yeah, for her to have to tell him that, like, hey, we ain't gonna speed up here. I'm wondering, is this like a thing that y'all do? Like, when y'all together, do y'all just be speeding? Do y'all be racing each other? Like, playing in the car?
When you young, you do.
Because that ain't cool.
It's not safe.
No.
Because he's going to follow my lead. We were not going fast. She gassed on it. When I mean she gassed on it, she didn't see him because he was behind me. Actually, my car was up there, but I moved it up here because it was rolling back and it was still in drive. I don't want to mess up my transmission. She gassed on it to try to beat him.
Okay, so...
She sure know a lot about cars.
I appreciate you telling me all that type of stuff. So, like I said, our process is this, okay?
Please don't do that. So, I'm already black and it already looks bad enough.
It has nothing to do with race, man. We have two people that are dead right now caused by an accident.
Because she gassed on it.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with me and my brother. Okay. We were not speeding. Okay. What do you not understand?
You know what the speed limit is on here?
Yes, it's 55. We were going 60.
Okay.
It's not my problem that she wanted to be a dumb bitch and try to beat us. Okay. That's not my problem. Okay. You placing me under arrest for something that we did not do. We have digital dashes, bro.
We're going to get all that.
We have digital dashes. So therefore, we were going 60.
So you don't have to yell at me.
I have to because you don't understand.
Okay, so here's what is going to happen.
No, I'm not. You're not placing me under arrest or anything.
Girl, just let him place you under arrest.
Baby, I love you. I love all of you guys.
Stay there.
Let's stay, please, baby.
You're going to be in handcuffs in a minute if you don't stay over there.
Please, baby, I love you guys. I love all you guys.
Let's go put on a
Were they in the car with her?
Yep.
But that's still not her fault. Somebody else was in the car.
Yes, they did use force, and I was not resisting.
So, Miss, what we'll do is we'll take a statement from you and everything you said.
Did you see any force use?
Can you take me out of these, please?
When we get back to our station, okay?
Love you guys.
She annoying, bro.
Can you, Jay, you want to pat her down quick?
I don't have anything.
I know, I gotta make sure. No.
There's nothing in my ass. I ain't even got no drawers off.
Just listen. Okay.
I ain't even got no f***ing drawers off.
Okay. Have a seat.
While both Leon and Camille were arrested that day, they were both released shortly after pending charges. However, prosecutors did charge and arrested the driver of the white vehicle that made contact in the crash, Leon Bond III, who faced charges 6 months later. Leon was ultimately tried as a juvenile. This was despite the efforts to try him as an adult, including a delinquency petition and a petition for adult verification, both of which were denied. Because he was tried as a juvenile, the details surrounding his case are not readily available or public. However, we do know some things, which includes a peek into Leon's school history with fights. One appellate case reveals that Leon's mother legally went after a school official when he attempted to prevent a fight that involved Leon, his 2 sisters, and another student. The case accuses the school official of dislocating Leon's arm while attempting to prevent the fight. This case was ultimately denied by the court due to there being a lack of willful or malicious wrong in the school official's actions. While Leon's case was being determined, Camille was also charged 6 months after the crash with charges surrounding her direct involvement by drag racing. During that 6-month period before her arrest, Camille got pulled over and charged for driving on a revoked license. Her license was revoked due to her failing to address her 3 previous speeding charges. She then got another speeding ticket that listed her going 59 miles an hour in a 35-mile
And this after the crash, right?
Yes,
an hour zone, 24 miles over the speed limit. In that pullover, she stated she was going downhill as the reason she was traveling so fast. In October,
It sounds like somebody I know.
What, me?
They had said that one time that
Hold on, you talking about me?
one time they had
You talking about me? You don't even know.
what's her name?
You don't even know the details.
I don't know the details, but I know it kind of sounds a little similar to me. I was like, I was going downhill.
You don't know the details.
And that's the reason why he tried. I don't know the details, but I know that.
So don't try to tell a story if you don't know the details.
I ain't trying to tell a story. I said I know someone similar that said
happened
something
to
like
me.
that.
That happened, and you want
Did
me
you? Was that you?
Duh.
No, I'm sorry.
But mine literally was because I was going downhill and a police officer was stationed at the bottom of the hill. I wasn't going 39 and a 35.
For 59 and a 35.
I mean, a 59 and a 35.
Yeah.
I think it was a 40 and I was going 50.
Yeah.
And that's how I got pulled over. I got pulled over for doing 10.
She's a reckless driver.
Yeah. And I wasn't even trying to speed because I had my homie in the car who just got done smoking weed. I don't smoke weed, but I knew the scent.
Did you get pulled over?
Yeah, I got pulled over.
Oh.
I got pulled over going 50 and a 40.
I didn't know somebody was in the car with you. And
we was headed, for those who don't know, I used to work at Boys and Girls Club. We was heading to a meeting. And I was saying, I don't smoke.
Honey, and that's another thing. If you don't smoke, do not allow people to smoke in your vehicle.
He wasn't smoking in my vehicle. He was smoking at this crib. I went and picked him up.
Oh, you made it seem. You didn't say that. You made it seem like he.
I said he had just got done smoking.
I'm
not in the car.
Before you got pulled over.
Nah. Oh yeah. I had picked him up from his crib. He had just, and I was like, hopefully I don't smell nothing on you. But we was good after that though. But I had to went to court and pay court fine.
October of 2021, she was issued an arrest warrant and faced 2 counts of third-degree murder, 2 counts of criminal vehicular homicide, 1 count of criminal vehicular operation resulting in great bodily harm, and 1 count of careless driving. The warrant she was issued revealed more details surrounding the incident, including a deeper look into post-event interviews and forensic research. The report detailed surveillance footage that shows the intersection they started the race at. Witness testimony shares that the 2 exchanged a conversation here pertaining to whose car could accelerate faster. After that alleged conversation, the 2 cars take off.
And that's where the squealing off happened. One person, they were like, it looked like an arm was out, not taking no accountability. Did you see the arm out the window? Huh?
No.
Oh.
Started the race at. Witness testimony shares that the two exchanged a conversation here pertaining to whose car could accelerate faster. After that alleged conversation, the two cars take off well ahead of the other vehicles surrounding them. Another surveillance camera captures the impact. Moments before, you can see just how long it takes for this uninvolved vehicle to enter the right side of the frame and pass the area where the crash happens. When Camille and Leon's vehicles zoom by moments later, it takes roughly half the time.
Oh, they coming from the back.
I'm thinking she's U-turning. It looks like she's turning in somewhere. She's right here trying to turn. Oh my God, y'all are speeding.
Crash happens when Camille and Leon.
She's just turning. Honestly, if you drive a normal speed limit.
Wait, who are you looking at?
Right here. This is the car that's turning. They're coming this way. This is the crash site.
Okay.
This is the crash site.
Okay.
This is the car that's turning. They got split in half.
Vehicles zoom by moments later. It takes roughly half the time. A crash reconstruction report reveals data obtained by the airbag control module in Leon's vehicle. The report indicated Leon and his sister Camille, who was traveling alongside him, were going 114 miles per hour.
Shut the freak up. And this... Yeah, I'm trying to stop cussing, so I gotta use my words wisely. I gotta find my words. Find it, girl. And I told you. And you said that you was in front of him. You had already passed, and she tried to beat. I know if y'all wasn't speeding, bro. If y'all 114 miles.
If y'all were going even 60. She had time.
She would have had time.
114. Nobody has time.
She don't have time.
And
no one is thinking that someone is going 114 miles. Yeah, I feel like I got enough clearance to go ahead and turn. That is sad, bro.
Whoa.
Should have never happened.
Data obtained by the airbag control module in Leon's vehicle. The report indicated Leon and his sister Camille, who was traveling alongside him, were...
We got digital dash.
We go check it.
Going 114 miles per hour just 5 seconds before the crash, 64 miles over the posted 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. Court documents also indicated Leon and Camille were over 3 football fields away when Dalton and Taylor started to take the turn. They traveled roughly 3/4 of a mile after taking off from the intersection before crashing. Her and her brother's vehicle were traveling between 93 and 106 miles an hour before Leon's vehicle struck Dalton and Taylor. The day after her arrest on October 29th, 2021, Camille posted a $75,000 non-cash bond, which came with conditions that notably did not exclude her driving privileges, allowing her to drive despite the seriousness behind her case. 2 months after her release on bond, court records indicate she got in a car accident where she claimed another driver was at fault. She issued a small claims case to the court for the other individual to pay a sum greater than $4,500. In the following year, she won this court case due to the other party not showing up. She was given yet another speeding ticket in May of 2022. This time, she was caught going 83 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour zone, 23 miles over the speed limit.
Lock her ass up. She's not going to learn.
She's not going to learn, and she's not going to stop.
Damn, I've been pausing too much.
Oh, gosh.
In this pullover, the ticket cites that Camille was unaware of the speed limit, cried, and explained to the officer that she had a bad experience with law enforcement before and was afraid of cops. State records allegedly showed her car's registration was expired despite the stickers on her car displaying she was up to date. In January of 2023...
Oh, you're falsifying documents. She got a sticker on the thing.
I heard him, babe.
But you a love.
Despite the stickers on her car displaying she was up to date. In January of 2023, 3 months shy of 2 years after the car crash, news reports indicate that Camille's brother Leon pled guilty to 2 counts of third-degree murder. He was sentenced to 25 years of prison that same month. Because inmates only have to serve 2/3 of their sentence before transferring to probation, this means he should be out of jail in 16 years and 8 months, or in September of 2039, when he is 36 years old. However, rules apply differently for juvenile cases. Here is an image posted on what appears to be Leon's Facebook page, posted in September of 2023, where he seems to be under house arrest. He proudly holds what looks to be $1,000 in cash with a smile on his face. Because Leon was being tried as a juvenile, he was put on probation until the age of 21, with a stayed sentence of 25 years in prison. As long as Leon doesn't break probation by age 21, his sentence will be considered served. In mid-2024, Leon turned 21 and successfully completed his probation. His sentence for murdering Dalton and Taylor is considered served. His sister, who operated the other racing vehicle, Camille Dennis Bond, faced a slew of charges as an adult for her involvement, making her case information more readily available. Through court deliberations, Camille's defense team would not only argue that she was not at fault due to her not being in the vehicle that struck Taylor and Dalton, but would go as far as to say Dalton should have yielded before the turn, and even suggested Dalton was at fault for the crash. In this section of the video, we will cover the surprising court deliberations that brought the case to its conclusion. In court, several factors were brought to light through witness and expert testimonies. While there are some notable instances of witnesses ascribing the scene to being horrific and the worst thing they have ever experienced, some more frustrating revelations deemed that Camille and her brother Leon were not only reckless with their actions, but continued to be reckless after bystanders had told them to slow down prior to the crash. Court testimony details that a bystander noticed descriptions of Camille's and Leon's vehicles traveling at a high rate of speed past her house in a residential neighborhood. This frustrated the witness as it was Easter Sunday, and there were children outside. This witness noticed that the pair parked down the street from her residence, so she decided to walk down to the cars to tell them to slow down. This witness's testimony matched the descriptions of Camille, her passenger friend Lynn, and the description of the vehicles Camille and her brother were driving. After the neighbor had spoke to them directly about slowing down, she claims the cars then sped past her on the road as she was walking back to her home, which was an inferred attempt at retaliation. This neighbor then tried calling 911 at 10:28 over their reckless behavior, roughly 4 minutes before the crash happened. Unfortunately, it appears the call didn't connect, and the neighbor decided to let it go, seeing as she only had a partial license plate to work with. A couple days later, when she saw a news article involving the vehicles, she claims to have recognized the plate based off the partial she had, causing her to call the authorities to inform them of the racing activity she saw the pair engaged in earlier that morning. If that wasn't jarring enough, the prosecuting attorney also called up Lynn, the passenger in Camille's car, and revealed Camille and Leon's lack of remorse over the whole situation. Lynn claims that she was best friends with Camille, but ceased the relationship over the morality of the situation. Lynn supported the neighbor's claim that Camille and Leon were not driving.
Girl, your own best friend is snitched on your dumbass. Boy, see, y'all, because y'all had no remorse.
You did it.
And y'all have no accountability. Y'all don't take accountability for shit. We already see even Leon trying to fight in school. The mom coming up there, she want to start problems. It's a pattern, bro.
Yeah, like for me, I'm like, okay, y'all still caused it, right?
Yeah.
But you up there calling it a B word, you being disrespectful, not showing any remorse, not taking any accountability, like nothing. If she ain't telling me stuff, like that is
doing
too much, boo.
Doing way too much.
Safe in the neighborhood, and confirmed that the neighbor had spoken to both Camille and Leon. She also shared that, in the moments before the pair sped off at the intersection, Camille and Leon exchanged a conversation through their car windows over who could accelerate faster. Camille in past interrogations claimed that this was true, though she informed her brother not to go faster than 55 miles an hour so that they wouldn't be pulled over. Lynn's testimony contradicted that claim, citing the pair never talked about speed limits. During her testimony, Lynn admitted she was scared during her 911 call because she had realized the car Camille was driving could have just as easily impacted Dalton and Taylor's vehicle. She shared that Camille was largely concerned about the damage to the car and the condition of her siblings, but that nobody went to the red car, and that Camille was unremorseful. Lynn also detailed that at a time after the crash during a birthday party, Camille and Leon, among other family members, held a conversation blaming the red car for the accident despite their excessive speeds. She further shares that the Bond family seemed to only care about their own family being injured and held no empathy or sadness for Dalton or Taylor's passing. Lynn also cited that she stopped being friends with Camille after the birthday party because she felt sad, traumatized, and remorseful, while Camille felt differently. Other witnesses appeared on the stand to share their opinions of Camille and Leon's driving. One witness shared they told others after witnessing their speeds that they're going to kill somebody moments before the crash. Other witnesses added more claims to Camille's words on scene, including, "The f***ing better be dead or I'll find her and kill her," and "You stupid, dumb-ass effing white bitch." Others sharing, "In all the years I've been driving, I've never seen two cars drive like that before." And that witnesses found it jarring. Camille didn't attempt to help her injured sister, but was able to maintain threatening 2 fatal crash victims. The defense's argument that Dalton and Taylor's vehicle should have yielded brought frustrations to witnesses taking the stand, one individual having what appears to be a heated back and forth over the perceived ridiculousness of his argument. One professional opinion.
And on some real spill, Dalton and what's the other? Taylor, they did yield. They just didn't yield long enough under y'all expectation, because honestly, it looks like it's an inclined slope hill. They yield enough to say, okay, we got clear. The car was all the fucking way back there.
If y'all weren't going the speeds that y'all was going,
they had 100% clear enough time to cross. But y'all covered 3 football fields in
seconds.
Like, come on now. Like, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Opinion on the stand debunked the defense's right-of-way argument, citing that, statutorily, the right-of-way vehicle loses that claim if they are speeding, and in this case, the vehicles were estimated to be traveling over twice the speed limit. That same professional opinion cited data that showed if the 2 vehicles were not drag racing and were traveling the speed limit, Dalton and Taylor would have easily cleared the intersection without contact. A jury court would unanimously convict her on all of her charges. In closing statements prior to determining Camille's sentencing, countless contributions from the community shared how the case, and particularly the loss of Dalton and Taylor, impacted their lives. Taylor's father shared that he'll never forget the scream his wife, Taylor's mother, let out the day 2 police officers came to their home to inform them of their daughter's death. He shares that the sound still haunts him to that day. Dalton's older brother Dylan, a pastor, shared that if Camille's family remained blind to her guilt, that she would remain guilty on the day of her judgment, and God would strike her down for the murderer that she is. Friends of the family shared frustrations with Leon's light sentence, sharing that they hated the court system for giving him such an easy break. They also shared that rules do not apply to Camille, and that she will kill again. They referenced Camille's lack of remorse, pointing out that Camille turned to her mom, laughing and playing on her phone like it was any other day during breaks in court testimony. Documents revealed that the victim's family had just held a funeral the day prior for Dalton's grandfather. One cousin noted that the last photo they all took together as a family was that day. Veronica, Dalton's mom, pointed out frustrations with Camille's lack of remorse and her continued speeding infractions after the fact. Dalton's father, Jim, highlighted Camille and Leon's previous school fights, along with their alleged fist fight that broke out when they got in an accident with another driver. He also cited her claims of racial prejudice against her to be nothing of the sort when it came to Dalton and Taylor, sharing the pair had gone to Minneapolis in support of George Floyd, that Taylor had continually engaged in Native American culture and reservation programs, and that his son Dalton was involved in a mostly Hmong and Hispanic car club. He also highlights an alleged social media conversation Camille had where she mentioned going drag racing again only 45 days after the crash. Jim also cited numerous individuals who shared stories of Dalton's acceptance and openness to other people. He also mentioned that, shortly after the incident, he and Veronica had discussed a hypothetical scenario. Their scenario involved Camille and Leon's mom, Crystal, coming to their house, apologizing and begging for forgiveness. In this case, Jim claims Veronica would have gave her a hug, invited her into the house for coffee, and discussed the nightmare as mothers, one to another. They purposefully told the court to keep communications open between them and all individuals involved, in case this scenario came to a reality. A year after the incident, once Jim and Veronica saw their hypothetical scenario would never come to existence, they closed communication through the court system. In contrast, when Camille and Leon's mother Crystal took the stand, she denounced the notion that her children should be called murderers, citing a Webster's dictionary definition that mentioned premeditation, even though they were being tried for third-degree murder. She also claimed she feared Camille was going to become the next George Floyd, and said Veronica had, quote, verbally assaulted her for calling her a bad mother a year after the incident. When it came time for sentencing, the judge first cited his reasoning. He shared that, in my 40 years of being involved in the legal legal business in various aspects, I've never been involved in a case that's affected and impacted so many different people in so many different ways. He also pointed out frustrations that Leon was tried as a juvenile and wouldn't spend a day in prison as long as he abides by his probation conditions. Before sharing the sentencing, he told Camille directly, "I think you're in deep denial about what exactly your role played in this event." For her third-degree murder charges, she was sentenced with 150 months for one and 180 months for the other, which would be served concurrently with her sentence for criminal vehicular operation resulting in serious bodily harm, which amounted to 38 months. For the rest of her convictions, a sentence was not pronounced. Because all of her sentences run concurrently with each other, her total sentence is 180 months, or 15 years. In Minnesota, inmates must serve 2/3 of their total sentence, making her eligible for probation after 10 years. She was also permitted 107 days of jail credit. Her court fees were waived, but she was ordered to pay Dalton's mother nearly $30,000 in restitution, which would be deducted from prison wages and from pay she obtains while on probation. Using this information, having been sentenced in March of 2023, she will likely get out of prison at the tail end of the year in 2032, when she is 30 years old. After her sentencing, Camille submitted her case into the Court of Appeals to be retried. Her appellate case was effectively denied by the courts, sealing her sentence. While the records we obtained from the state pertained directly from Camille's involvement in the case, we were able to secure an interview with Dalton's mom, Veronica, to get more details surrounding Leon's case.
I don't like the fact that Leon doesn't do any time, because he's the one who caused the wreck. Even though Camille made contact with the other vehicle that caused it, I don't agree. I most definitely 100%. Even if he had gave him juvenile life, I would have been okay with juvenile life.
Juvenile?
Up until they're either 21 or 25. I can't remember. Like, it just depends on the stipulation.
But then, I mean, it would have been.
No, but the thing, he still would have had to serve time. He served no time, just an ankle monitor this whole time.
Yeah. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm saying, but it seemed like it was such a short time, even with the ankle monitor. Because he had turned 21 and he was able to get his ankle monitor off, right?
He turned 21 last year.
Yeah, so it was just...
So he was, 17 at the time?
It happened in 2021.
3 years? It turned 21 in 2024.
So, yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know. You better at that.
No. He would have... At the time of the crash, he either was 17, about to turn 18.
Yeah, something like that.
So...
But I'm saying, but regardless of the fact of the age, it was like, it seemed like it...
Oh, and that's the reason why they wanted him to be tried as an adult.
As an adult, because he probably was about to go to turn 18.
Like we always say, what's the really difference between 17 and 18? Not the mindset, just the birthday.
Yeah. But my thing is, I'm like, it seemed like it happened so quick as far as like... Him getting off. I'm like, it's still not...
And they never took held accountability for anything that they did.
Even your mama make excuses for you. Yeah,
she been making excuses for you.
Ain't gonna never learn. Ain't gonna never take accountability. Ain't gonna never like.
And I ain't trying to put nothing on him. But if you don't learn from a case like this, he will be in jail. He will be in prison.
Yeah.
Because either something like this gonna happen again or something worse. You know what I'm saying? He's on a path to going to prison,
and that's sad to even
have to speak on. But honestly, man, they didn't have too many excuses for their actions in life, and they have never learned from any. Yeah. She's on speed. That's what she gonna do. She was never gonna learn.
And exactly how and why he was let off the hook so easily after being convicted for double murder.
Through those transcripts and through the body cam footage, it's wild to me that this case was not taken as seriously as it seems like it should have been.
You know, we don't wish a family to go through this. I mean, in the beginning, we just sat back. I mean, we trusted those that we felt were looking out for Dalton and Taylor's best interest. The further we got along in the process, the more holes I kept finding. Attitudes, amount of remorse, accountability. If that would have come into play, we would understand, we'd be better. But because it didn't, and because the way the laws are set up right now, that these children are protected. A double murder charge in the Dakota County, they'd never had one before. we were going to be the first juvenile case to go to trial because Leon was innocent. Camille was innocent. Dalton pulled out in front of them. I mean, you've read the transcripts. He turned 21. At that time, he's free and clear. It's like it never happened. I bet you I did 75 open records requests. I fought hard and not so much on Camille's situation. I mean, you know, because hers was adult. It was fighting the juvenile side. Strangely enough, they did make 4 changes to their juvenile certification process. The juvenile side, you know, they say that this case will haunt them for the rest of their lives. You know, that Leon was not certified as an adult. I found out there are 87 counties in Minnesota. There are 87 ways to certify a juvenile. County by county, not even Washington, Dakota, Scott, Carver, none of them go through the certification process for a juvenile the same way.
The county that handled this case, Dakota.
And that is so true. And that's the thing people fail to realize. Even though, like, and that's the one thing I have an issue with, like, in the U.S. It's everything is not, it's dependent on where you're located. Like, I wish more things would be ruled by, like, nationwide, and the law is the law. So it can be in all 50 states, every county, every city. But no, it's really dependent on what state you in, and then it depends on what county you in that state. And so much is so different, you know?
Yeah.
Like she just said, every county here is state by, county by county.
Yeah.
And she had to learn that the hard way. And a lot of people, it's too late.
Facts.
County certifies juveniles through a psychological and criminal record report, which then goes through an evaluation process involving multiple parties. To qualify for certification, the accused must be 14 years old, and in this case, Leon was 17 and 9 months old at the time of the crash. Secondly, the crime needs to be a felony, and this case certainly qualifies as one of the worst felony charges a person can obtain, and Leon got 2 of them. In most cases where a juvenile who is 16 or older is being tried for particularly violent offenses like this case, there is a presumption of certification, which means the juvenile is assumed to be tried as an adult. That is, unless they can specifically prove they would be rehabilitated through the juvenile system. This process for proof of rehabilitation in this case required a parole officer to organize a report, referred to as a certification study. Additionally, a psychologist conducts a psychological evaluation. This report often includes the seriousness of the crime, indications of mental health issues, their prior record, and their likelihood of rehabilitation in the juvenile system. These reports are then reviewed by the Extended Juvenile Jurisdiction Panel, or the EJJ panel for short. In this case, the 7-person panel then votes on if the accused should be tried as an adult or not. In Leon's case, Veronica made a startling discovery through her own investigations.
Leon was on probation at the time that he murdered Dalton and Taylor. His probation officer was the intake probation officer for the certification process.
Leon was already on probation at the time of the crash. Reports indicate this was likely due to his violent behavior in high school. What made this a troubling situation was the extended history the probation officer had with Leon. These prior efforts to push for rehabilitation could influence the probation officer to unjustly suggest a favorable outcome for Leon due to their personal attachment to the case. Unfortunately, it seems that's exactly what happened.
His current probation officer was the one that supplied all the information to the 7-panel EJJ members, and she left out all of his high school history. She only went up till 8th grade.
And that, of course, influenced that panel.
Correct.
Additionally, news reports indicate that the same probation officer was also one of the 7 members on the EJJ panel to vote for or against Leon's adult certification.
And it was a 4-3 vote, Harrison. 4 said juvenile, 3 said adult.
In this case, that probation officer was one of the votes to not certify Leon as an adult.
So 1 vote with him being 80 days shy of 18 with a history, on probation for the 3rd time, 2 of them being assault charges. We just said that's a conflict of interest. And then they would come back and say, well, but the current PO is going to have the most history with that juvenile. Okay, but then that probation officer needs to give everybody the same information. The state forensic psychologist had everything, had all of his history from all the way through high school. The 7-member panel did not. So one of the changes that was made was all reports given have to be the same. You cannot pick and choose what members see what. The other one, the intake parole officer cannot be the juvenile's current probation officer.
Right.
The third change was with restitution. The corrections department determined the amount of restitution. I had provided documentation showing, because Dalton, 22, didn't have life insurance, student loans, had a car payment. Restitution was approved upon at $29,000 and some change. It was whatever I submitted. Well, we got the documentation from the juvenile side, and it said, well, Leanna's only responsible to pay $8,500. And I went, why? It's $29,000 and some change. They're both equally guilty. I would have thought it just would have been split in half. Dakota County Juvenile Corrections set their own dollar amount. Most counties would leave it up to the judge. He's been out. Camille's in jail. You know, she doesn't have as good of an opportunity to pay this restitution as Leon does. Well, they did change that now. It's no longer up to juvenile corrections. It is up to the judge. They got rid of the cap. They, in essence, had a cap of $8,500. The state forensic psychologist came back and said, yes, adult. There is not enough time to rehabilitate him. There is not. He for the severity of the crime, he cannot be rehabilitated, or she didn't think. She submitted her report the day before the EJJ panel did. The EJJ panel knew that the state forensic psychologist had recommended adult. They never reconvened. They never got into a room, never came together and said, let's look at this now. 2 people lost their lives. Right. This isn't a vandalism. 2 people were murdered. Harrison, Dakota County Corrections does not like me. Does not, and I don't care. But they came back to me time and time again. I have it in writing. They were only required to do a summary. And I said, Dalton and Taylor deserved more than a summary. They lost their lives. You people need to fight for them and to make changes. So that is another change that Dakota County did make. Once they've pulled together the state forensic psychologist, they reconvene as a team to discuss the results and why they came up with what they did. Now, again, I don't know how I follow that. I don't know how I track it. You know, they put it on a piece of paper and they said, these are our new policies. Right. I did ask them also why they don't post that on their website. They said they're not required. Well, you know, maybe if they would have done some of the stuff, they wouldn't have had a me, you know, where I was a thorn in their side for months. Judge Carter, I mean, this was like the last thing he stamped on and he retired. And I get it, even if the EJJ panel would have said adult and the state forensic psychologist said adult, Carter could have said juvenile. At the end of the day, it is up to him. But, you know, how could he have gone against 2? He did not take into consideration anything that state forensic psychologist did. He, honestly, we think, Harrison, he made his decision before he even got all the details. That's how we feel.
What other changes are you hoping that the state will be making?
He did go down and spend 9 months in Red Wing. Well, 8 months.
Red Wing is the juvenile correctional facility that Leon was admitted to for rehabilitation.
I ended up getting a hold of Red Wing too, and I said, I want to know what type of a program you have in Red Wing to process or rehabilitate a juvenile versus somebody that's down there for theft or, you know, anything that you would end up at Red Wing for. And that is the only facility in the state of Minnesota for these juveniles that commit these higher crimes that if they were an adult, it would be a prison sentence. Well, we really don't have a different program. And I said, so you're telling me Leon is down there getting the same classes as somebody is down there for theft. They don't have any extra programs that they provided to Leon, the same counseling, everything. When I had gotten a hold of JSD in Hastings, I said, what does Leon's day-to-day look like? You know, he was taking class. He finally did get his diploma. So because he was a super senior, he hadn't graduated yet. But he was getting religious classes. He was taking yoga classes. And I'm sitting here thinking, he murdered 2 people. He's over here in the Hastings JSD. He's getting yoga. I mean, there has to be something above and beyond. Juveniles are given a slap on the hand. Just because they're under the age of 18, that shouldn't give them a get out of jail free card. And in essence, it does. If there is a situation where they can be rehabilitated, that needs to be done. but each case needs to be looked at. And when you're talking the murder of 2 people, it can't be the same. When we met with Keith, he agreed. He says, no, harder programs need to be given, longer probation. You know, he said, Veronica, once this law gets passed, we're going to name it the Dalton Taylor Law. 18, that can't be this magic number. He's an adult. I get it at the time. He was 80 days shy of being 18. He was arrested that day, but then he was let go. Now in Wisconsin, which...
Oh, that's that birthday party there was at too. The friend. She said she went to
the party.
Yeah, it was the birthday party for Leon. And no, they're not going to be remorseful because it's Leon's 18th birthday. Woo! You know what I'm saying?
Of course, is where we live, just across the river. 17, you're automatically an adult. Now Minnesota is actually trying to raise it to 21.
Wow.
There were bills that went in this last time that none of them went through, but the authors were one was Bobby Joe Champion, Camille's attorney, that said, you know, the age needs to be raised to 21. The brain fully doesn't develop until you're 25. Then keep them in probation until they're 25. Don't let them off when they're 21. You know, extend it. Yeah, get it, but make them accountable, you know, and going the opposite direction of what we're fighting for. And I emailed those editors of those laws. Not one of them got back in touch with me. Leon murdered 2 people and got basically 25 months. How can somebody that drives that recklessly end up getting the sentencing that he did? Taylor was like a daughter to us. So we lost 2. And it's something that they're worth fighting for. Somebody was going to die. Somebody was going to die that morning on that road by their hands. You know, the last time we had court with Leon was right before his birthday. And the level of entitlement from that family, you know, I was standing right there that could have given him an opportunity to say something to me, her an opportunity, and they just... Now, I had some words with them as well, and they weren't pleasant, but they were words that I had been wanting to say to them for quite some time. And Tiana, the twin sister, looks right at Crystal, the mom, and said, Mom, she's nothing. Don't worry about it. She's nothing. And this is the twin sister they almost killed. And I just, you know, at that time it was like, yep, you guys took 2 beautiful, innocent lives and you could care less. If they would have taken ownership, fallen to their knees that day and apologized and said, yep, this is what we were doing, I mean, we'd be in a better place. Honestly, not even sure if they would have done that. They might not have even seen a day in jail. I believe at this time we can turn a page and not expect to hear anything. I hope and pray that Camille gets rehabilitated. The Bond family, I mean, those children have a history of anger. Even in high school, we had heard about it. I'm hoping and praying she can come out and be a better person and take the fact that she killed 2 people, she was found guilty, but she can still live her life.
Veronica also took the time to speak about those who have helped her through the process.
Harrison, the Burnsville Police Department are nothing short of amazing. They worked so hard on this case and they hand delivered the packet to the Dakota County Attorney's Office. It meant a lot. We had to have Dalton and Taylor's service at the high school. Over in the corner, out of my peripheral vision, you know, I saw 4 officers. They came to Dalton and Taylor's service and they just said that they needed to see them in a different light. These are 4 complete strangers. They were first responders, so they were there. And that meant the world to us. You know, it just goes to show you what kind of people. One of the EMTs, I mean, he broke down on the stand. He started to cry. I mean, you know, and young. And he just, you know, the tragedy of it all,
This is a very tough case. It's a tough case. It's okay. I know. I'm with you. I'm sorry. It's okay.
I'm okay. But yeah, so you know, they're worth fighting for.
Absolutely.
There's a foundation called Street Racing Kills out of California. There had been an article out there. I've been in touch with her. Dalton and Taylor are now on that website. She did reach out to me and asked if I would be the overseer of Street Racing Kills up in this area. And I told her I'd be more than happy to just try to fight this, because since Dalton and Taylor, there's been a lot more, unfortunately, that have lost their lives to just stupid recklessness. When you are of a sober mind, you know, not under any influence, and you make decisions like this, something's got to change. There's got to be some legit awareness made out there that if you do this, this is what's going to happen.
If there was a place that we could donate to or ask our viewers to donate to as well, would that be an organization you want to donate to, or do you have a different one in mind?
Yes.
That's the one? Okay.
Yep. But yeah, Street Racing Kills, it is a nonprofit. So yeah, any donations, if anybody would want to do that, that would be absolutely fabulous. Taylor had, she was very active with the Lac de Flambeau.
Yep. The reservation. Yep.
Yeah, that would be another one is the Lac de Flambeau, because she was very passionate about that. So when you take 2 innocent lives, it shouldn't be too hard to get justice. It's just been a fight,
And that's what I hope to that this video helps. I mean, the more awareness around cases like this, the more hopefully there's a push for changes to the law so that something like this doesn't happen again.
It's got to. I don't have any patience for aggressive drivers anymore.
Veronica here shared that she had witnessed an aggressive driver on the road and called the police with license plate information. She then detailed that phone call.
I said, I would like a Prescott just to go talk to her. So I had told the dispatcher that Leon had been pulled over. He had gotten warnings, and been let go. And sometimes it's just one person that can go and have a conversation enough to have them think twice about what they're doing. And, of course, then she's like, I'm so sorry for your loss. Well, then, of course, I start bawling. I'm crying to a complete stranger on the phone. But it's maybe if somebody would have talked to Leon, and just said, if you keep driving the way you're driving, there's going to be consequences, and maybe Dalton and Taylor would still be here. So, we can what if ourselves forever for the rest of our lives. Any kind of awareness we can bring to this, Harrison, like I said, I'm not done. I'm going to rattle cages until my last breath. I don't know if you have children, but your children teach you things. I was very grateful to be his mom, for 22 years. I would have loved to have had him for another 66, but that was taken from us. And another family can't go through what we went through.
Rest in peace to Dalton and Tyler.
Facts.
That's sad.
Facts, man. Oh, man.
Jesus.
On some real, justice was not served.
Yeah.
But I think we all on one accord with that, man.
I would hope so.
But hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comments. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go over to Dan DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are. We out.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar.